Good morning. We today are gonna try to start sewing a 3-tiered skirt. I talked about wanting to make this skirt in my last video, and we're just gonna give it a go. So the baby is down for a nap, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much we can get done while she is asleep. So, fingers crossed. I just want to see, because I've not yet held this fabric up to like mock out the skirt. I kind of just decided it's what I was going to do. So let's make sure we like it. Oh yeah, that'll be real cute. Here's where things get just like a little bit dicey. I had a full studio or like something that wasn't just a folding table. I would have more room to cut all this fabric out. I don't have those things though. What I do have is the will to sew this skirt. So we're gonna make it work. That's what we're gonna do. One last thing. I'm not gonna show you this part because it's really boring. I'm going to iron. I'm gonna press all my fabric here so that when I cut it, it's nice and smooth. The pieces will lay really nicely. The pattern won't like get weirdly crunkly or crinkly or whatever. Both of those. It won't do both of those things. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This was not my most thorough ironing job because I'm on a time crunch. I'm trying to fly by the seat of my pants here. Hey, perhaps now is a great time for me to mention this is not a tutorial. Please do not watch this thinking I'm gonna learn how to make a skirt. If you do, that's great. If I do, that's great. But I'm not a professional. I am winging this. I am gonna be learning live on camera right before your eyes. So if I do something squirrely or weird and you are like a seasoned sewist and you see me do that, that's why. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Ta-da! Unfortunately, my camera battery died while I was cutting out my pattern, but the good news is, one, that's probably the most boring part to film anyways, so maybe that's a boon for us collectively, you and me. And two, I actually cut out the whole pattern, which I gotta be honest, I did not think she was gonna sleep long enough for me to be able to do that. And so now I get to do the fun part, which is actually starting to sew some of this together. So let's get cracking. It looks like step one is going to be working, well, not even step one. It looks like the whole pattern just kind of builds top down in the skirt. I don't know if that's a normal thing. This is the first skirt I've ever made, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the waistband and work our way down step by step. Let's do this. We have encountered research question number 1, how to finish a seam using a zigzag stitch. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty straightforward, and I'm going to check just in case I'm like way wrong and overconfident about it, but let's just see. Okay, I found a video here. It's 1 minute and 44 seconds. Courtesy of Tilly and the Buttons. Thank you, Tilly, for teaching me this essential skill you're about to teach me. This is so chaotic. My battery died again. I'm sorry, but I want to show you my zigzag worked. Is it the prettiest seam you ever saw? Probably not, but it's good enough for today. We're gonna do that all over again so that I have a front and back to this skirt. That one came out pretty good. So we've now come across our second learning opportunity because it's time for me to start gathering. And I've never done that before. It's basically the shlunking up of the fabric. Maybe I'll put a little example here. So shlunking up of the fabric that makes it look super, super cute and beautiful and feminine and lovely. And it's kind of the whole reason I wanted to make this skirt. So I need to learn how to do this. I have seen a couple other creators in their methods of gathering, and I don't know what is going to work best for me yet. So we're just going to pick one that looks good and hope for the best. Again, this is not a tutorial, what I'm doing. Please Just bear with me. We're gonna figure it out. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much I'm supposed to get. This seems like that's way too much. But let's see. I did it though. Oh my gosh. I take it back. The pattern very clearly does say how much to gather it up, and I think I way overdid it. But luckily, I can always fix this. So I'm supposed to line it up with the other with the other section, which makes sense. You know, in school, your teachers used to be like, read the complete instructions before you begin on like standardized tests and stuff. Yeah, that could have been helpful here. There we go. That's much better. They're lined up. They're supposed to match. And they do now. Well, we're gonna have to loop back around to the gathering. I think I can do it though. I think I got it figured out, but time to go be a mom. Yeah. It is a new day, and to just catch up to speed. So last night after I got baby to bed, I did do a little bit more construction on my skirt, but it's nothing crazy. It really was just following the pattern, repeating kind of the same gathering technique I learned yesterday, and assembling the different tiers, the 3 different tiers of the skirt. And I just did it twice for the front panel and the back panel. That's it. There were nothing new. But I will show you what I've done so far to get us all caught up to speed. And then today, I think the final steps, if I remember correctly, are assembling the pockets, which I've never done, so that'll be exciting, and then doing the waistband, the elastic waistband, and just like the general finishing bits of assembling the 2 halves of the skirt together. And hopefully, I'll have a skirt when it's all said and done. So, yeah, this should be fine. I don't have a big tripod anymore. I don't know where it went, which makes it really hard for me to find surfaces that are tall enough up to set my little guy on, which is why I keep holding it like selfie style. I don't know that you guys care about this, but that's what's happening. That's why I keep holding it up selfie styles, because I lost my tripod. I don't have a new one. And now instead of a nice lovely background, you get to see the back of my recliner couch and the TV, and like there's nothing cute here except me and except this skirt that I'm about to show you. Ready? Ta-da! Here she is. Well, at least one half of her. The other half looks identical, which is great because it's supposed to. But can you see what I mean? Like how I worked yesterday? I just bloop, 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 bloop. Panel, 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 panel. Here we go. Right here. We're gonna assemble these pockets. We're gonna do our best with it. Alrighty, and now we've got some little pockets. How cute is that? Yay! I've hit another snag. So I've got my pockets. I've got my pockets assembled. They are all attached to the side panels. Each side panel has 2 pocket halves attached to it. And then the pattern wants me to understitch the seam allowance to the pocket. And I gotta be honest, I know some of those words independent of each other, and I can guess what some of those words might mean, but all together, I don't know. I don't know, so I'm gonna take a second to look that up, because I really don't know what that means, or why I would need to do it. Maybe it just means that, no, I'm not even gonna speculate, honestly. I'm just gonna look this up. Okay. Conceptually, sure, but how do you do it? We require further analysis. Wow, okay. Thank you, YouTube, and all you brilliant people that share your knowledge so graciously so that I might sponge it up. I just learned everything I need to know from a 58-second YouTube video courtesy of Odessa School of Fashion. And at this point, with all these YouTube videos I'm having to reference, I'm just going to link them in the description box down below because they really help me out. And maybe you are a person who will think to yourself, how do you understitch a pocket?
What is she gonna do? Odessa School of Fashion is gonna tell you way better than I am, and I'm just gonna do what she said to do because it made so much sense and it looked very lovely and super easy. So thank you, Odessa. I really appreciate you sharing that information with me. Wow, that understitching actually made a really big difference. Look at this beautiful edge right here where I've understitched is where my hand is going to slide into the pocket. And it's just such a nice little finished bit there. You know, one of my favorite things about learning a new craft is just seeing how in-depth everything is, how detailed everything is, how many little steps there are to really make a finished piece look finished. And with ceramics, my background experiences with clay, there were so many little things that if you skipped one, it was noticeable in the final product. And it's just so interesting to see those skills transfer over, namely being patience and the willingness to do every little step, even if it feels like something you could skip, like understitching that pocket. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I learned how to do it because it looks really good and it's going to be something I'm proud of in the end. We are getting really close to the finish line, folks. I am now going to sew the two halves of my skirt together, make one big piece, one big tube to slip into, and then after that comes the elastic waistband, and then a fashion show. So we're so close. Oh, I could feel the end in sight, and I'm very excited. And already I've learned so much. I feel just... oh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to attach these pieces and we'll get back to it. All right, here we go. Finally on the last piece of our little puzzle here, which is working on the waistband, I finished stitching down the sides of my two panels. So now all I'm going to go do is take my iron and press down a couple folds here in the waistband, and then we'll go ahead and start working on the elastic, which I'm hoping I'm competent at given the bajillion million scrunchies I've very recently made using elastic. Well, I hope so. I hope the skill transfers. Okay, I've pressed the waistband down. It's looking so good. And now I get to do another new thing. I'm going to stitch down the waistband, but leaving a small pocket for me to feed the elastic through. I have to stitch this from the front side. I'm gonna do something called stitching in the ditch, which I'm sure is so normal for people that are experienced sewers or sewists. I've never done this, so yet another thing, another new thing for me. I think it seems pretty straightforward. I just hide the stitch kind of along the seam I've already made. That way you don't see it. But also, I'm not sure that that's going to be such a big deal for this skirt. You'll see. There's other stitches I should have hit a little better, but I'm doing a good job, and I am proud of it. It's just we're gonna try. We're gonna give this the old college try here. We've got our elastic here. We're on the final step of making this skirt, which is essentially just making a giant scrunchie. So the instructions tell me that I need to just put this around me so that it's secure, tight, but comfy with a little 1-inch overlap at the tail. So that's what I'm gonna do. Kind of weird to film myself doing this. There we have it. I'm gonna cut that and I'm gonna feed it through. Big scrunchie time. I just stitched the hell out of that elastic because I really do not want it to snap. This is much more high risk than my scrunchies because, you know, this is going to be keeping me in the realm of public decency when I wear it. So we really need that elastic to be locked in. I'm so happy. It looks like a legitimate skirt. I mean, it is a legitimate skirt, but like, I'm so happy. The last step here is to just hem the bottom, but I am too
excited to not just show you real quick what we're working with. Look! It's like a whole thing. Okay, I've never hemmed a bottom of anything before. So another new thing. Ding! Hemming the bottom. Let's see. It makes so much sense now that I've just read this part of the pattern, but hemming is just hiding the raw edge. I have done that. I've never called it hemming. I don't know that it technically was hemming then, but I've hid raw edges. That's like all I just did. I can crush this. We're like there, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Take a breath, everybody. Take a breath. Here it comes. Let's see if I can even show you. I don't even know if you can see the pockets. Pockets. Pockets that I made. Okay, we need a way better look at this. Oh my god. Ah. I brought out my bedroom mirror just so you guys can see. Are you for real? I made this. Wow. Y'all, I'm just tickled pink over this. I'm so happy. Holy cow. Yay. I could not be happier. Oh my goodness. This was a huge, huge success. I'm so thrilled. Even with the stuff that I think I would do differently next time. Holy cow, to know that this is most likely the worst gathered skirt I'll ever make is just thrilling beyond words. To know this is my starting point. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy that I did this. There were so many moments where I was a little worried that it wasn't going to come out looking nice because of some things that I had done that I thought, oh, you know, maybe I should just pick this seam out and restart it. And I think that's just my preciousness, my perfectionism. And I'm really, really glad that I just saw it through. That I allowed myself to take a breath and say, you know what, no, this is the best of your ability right now. And that's worth celebrating. See it through. I couldn't be happier. I can't wait. I'm gonna wear this to the library this afternoon. That's today's video. I made a skirt. It took me 2 days to do it, multiple nap times, and 1 overnight sleep put down. I'm so happy. And I'm really grateful you guys came along with me while I built this. I hope you had fun. I hope it was a good time for you. I hope you enjoyed. And let's do this again sometime. Who knows what it'll be next? Maybe that ruffle bag I was thinking about. We'll see. Ta-ta.